are going to the heart of America. People from all over the country are watching you now. We have rallies going on all across America today in support of Wisconsin, in support of the workers. Yes, this is not about money. This is about power. This is about us keeping our freedoms. I want you to know, 5 years ago when I was working, I was paralyzed in a movie working, and it was my union that took care of me. It's my union that takes care of me when I have to go and get paid from somebody who doesn't want to pay me. Our unions create support and protection for us. It is the right of every American citizen to be protected. And I cannot tell you how honored I am to be here with you today, and I will bring this home to my family, to my children, and they will walk proud and strong and know what true Americanism is about. Thank you so much. In solidarity. Solidarity. Woo! This is one of my brothers, Robert Newman, and he wants to speak, please.
Hello, Madison, Wisconsin. It's great to be here. My name is Robert Newman. I played the part of Joshua Lewis on the soap opera Guiding Light for 30 years. I've been a member of AFTRA, the American Federation of Performing and Recording Artists, Screen Actors Guild, and Actors Equity Association for over 30 years. And on behalf of those three guilds, as a member, I want to say to you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this fight that you are involved in right now. This is such a tremendous moment in the history of unions. And I want you to know that we are with you all across the country, from New York to Los Angeles and Chicago and Boston, from all around the country. The three unions that I stand here today representing are tens of thousands of actors and performers. And by the way, I just want to say this too, I've been watching you all on television for the last week, and you look great. I mean, really. Really. The hair department, the makeup department, the lighting, this is clearly a union production. And Bradley and Gabrielle and myself know a good union production when we see one. I saw a sign a little while ago that said, "What would JFK do?" And I've been carrying this quote with me all week. I'm guessing you've already heard it this week, but I think it's worth saying again. And Governor Walker, if you're listening right now, listen to these words. Those who would destroy or further limit the rights of organized labor, those who would cripple collective bargaining or prevent organization of the unorganized, do a disservice to the cause of democracy. John F. Kennedy, August 30th, 1960. 50 years ago, 5 decades ago, those words were spoken. You would think that by today, they would not be necessary. You would think that we would have matured and evolved and grown beyond the need for those words. But unfortunately today, they are necessary. They need to be heard. We live in a free democracy. We have the right to band together with our brothers that we work with and go through a process of sitting as equals across the table from the people that we work for and negotiate, not just wages, but working conditions and safety and hours and health and pension, all of those things. We have the right to do that. In other countries, they don't have the right to do that. They don't, but this is America. We have a right to do this here. Your cause is just, your cause is right. And you know something? I believe that justice and righteousness will win out all the time, every time. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for representing all of us, my brothers and sisters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I would encourage you to endeavor in this incredible cause. Thank you, and God bless you.
United we stand! United! Thank you! I hope you can all join me in thanking all of our representatives, Democrats and Republicans alike, who have voted against this bill. And especially the Wisconsin 14. My name is Eric Barnes. I'm a physics professor at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. For 40 years, UW faculty have fought for the right to gain a voice that extends beyond our individual campuses. The right to discuss workplace conditions, safety issues, and just compensation has been our shared goal for decades. On Thursday, my colleagues and I at UW-La Crosse voted to form an AFT local with 87% of the vote. This is our message to our representatives. We, along with the vast majority of Wisconsin taxpayers, support the right to collectively bargain. Senator Kapanke is my representative. His chief of staff told me that college professors don't produce anything. We simply take from the system. Let our vote and our actions here today serve as our reply. We produce engineers who design safe bridges and vehicles. Scientists who cure disease and find new technologies that make our lives better. We produce high school teachers, middle school teachers, elementary school teachers who care for our kids and shape the minds of the future generations of this state. We produce business women, accountants, and economists who strengthen Wisconsin's prosperity and create jobs. We produce historians and philosophers who give us new insights into our world that we live in. Artists and entertainers who give us thought and emotion-provoking images of our culture. Together, we manufacture the future of Wisconsin. Together, we have become stronger. Together, we join our fellow workers in the House of Labor. Together with our colleagues around the state, we will continue to provide opportunity for Wisconsin students. Together with firefighters, law enforcement officers, corrections officers, we will stand up and take the baseball bat away from the governor as he tries to crush our rights. Together with nurses, therapists, and child care providers, we will let Wisconsin know that we live to work, but we will not work without a voice. Together with masons, carpenters, and pipe fitters, and keep Wisconsin moving forward. One day longer! One day longer! One day longer! One day longer!
One day longer! One day longer! One day longer! One day longer!
Thank you!
Good afternoon. My name's Ron Heilman. I'm a 32-year public educator. I've served as a teacher and administrator in 2 states, Texas and Wisconsin. Never, ever in my 32 years have I seen the level of acrimony and divisiveness between state government and the people our legislators have elected to represent. It's unprecedented and it's uncalled for. I want to share with you just a very brief portion of a resolution that all 3 local governmental entities of Eau Claire, the city, the county, and the school district, all 3 local governmental entities have prepared this and sent this to the governor and all state legislators. It says, "Now therefore be it resolved that the Eau Claire Area School Board hereby requests the Wisconsin State Legislature delete the provisions of the fiscal repair bill currently being considered pertaining to the removal of collective bargaining and employment relations." Furthermore, these items that are attempting to be removed should be given separate consideration with public hearings, legislative committee markup, and deliberation, and the input of all of you people that are here today, the voice of the people. Furthermore, I quote the executive director of the Wisconsin Association of School District Administrators, Miles Turner, in his statement that was printed just this week in Education Week, when he said, "We, the Wisconsin School District Administrators, have never supported stripping all bargaining rights. This bill goes way too far." Way too far, way too far, way too far,
Way too far! Way too far! Way too far!
Finally, my final remark, let's return to collaborative democratic processes that have made Wisconsin a forerunner in the rights of workers and close the curtain on this nightmare that has been plaguing public workers for the last 2 weeks. Thank you. And united we stand.
Hello, Americans. My name is Thomas E. White. Yes, you're right, it is white. I am the Wisconsin State President of this nation's oldest civil rights organization, known as the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. I want you to know that we support our sisters and brothers who work every day to make a good, decent living for their families. Those who work to make America be the best that it can be. We want you to know that the NAACP, we've always supported our firefighters, our policemen, our teachers, nurses, and all those persons that helped to make America what it is. We will never forget you. Thank you and God bless you.
You'd think I was in theater, right? My name is Jeff Johnson, JJ. I am an art teacher from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's hear it, Milwaukee. And as I look at this empty chair with no Scott Walker in it, I can't help but think back to last week when my students asked me, Johnson, why are you gone so much? And I had to tell them, it's because I'm the voice that advocates for you. Because here, there are far too few voices that advocate for you. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm gone. And ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, that's why we're here. To advocate, not just for the students, not just for us, for our bargaining rights, our collective bargain, but for our future. Part of the stuff that I talk to my students about is the fact that they need to listen. They need to listen now. Unfortunately, we have far too few models for them to look at in our state government right now. So what I need you all to do is pull out this little tool that you all have with you, and I want you to text. I want you to call. I want you to Facebook. I want you to get a hold of everyone in your contact list, and I want you to tell them, to tell the governor, to tell their neighbors, to tell their families, to listen now, because this will not stand. This attack on our collective bargaining rights, our right to be heard, will not stand. Can you hear him? This will not stand. This will not stand. This will not stand. This will not stand. This will not stand.
This will not stand. This will not stand. This will not stand.
I need to go back to my classroom on Monday and be able to tell my students who said, Johnson, now remember they're high schoolers, get your ass down to Madison. And I need to be able to tell them, we have 100,000 plus people. Beautiful, beautiful snow-covered people who are willing to stand in these kind of temperatures and advocate for them and to tell Governor Walker exactly what is best for our students, for our future, for our workers, for my son Seth, who unfortunately could not be here, but he said, Dada, he's at a swim meet right now. Go get him. So what I need you to be able to go back and say is for Governor Scott Walker to listen now. We need to talk to our neighbors. We need to have intelligent discourse, which we haven't gotten up to this point from our governor. And we need to be able to say to them, things need to change. We need to listen now. So listen now. Listen now. Listen now. Listen now. Listen now. Listen now. Thank you very much, Madison.
I've been a nurse for over 7 years. And I am very proud to say I've worked with cancer patients at UW Hospital for over 3 years. First off, I want to thank that group of 14 people who made a tough choice in the face of adversity.
been accused of not doing their job. I want to thank them for taking their job seriously. Because of their courage and leadership, they've allowed us Wisconsinites to have our voices heard. As a nurse, I'm concerned that Governor Walker wants to take away my voice in the hospital to advocate for patient safety. This bill could reverse all the advances that our union has already made with collective bargaining, advances like safe nurse-to-patient ratios. Do you want the nurse administering your chemotherapy to be forced to take care of more patients than is safe? No. Our union has also won a battle to ban mandatory overtime. Just in 2004, do you want the nurse inserting your Foley catheter to be forced to work 16-plus-hour shifts? Trust me, guys, you don't. Now, Walker says that most of us here are from out of state. Okay, yeah, to that I say, Governor Walker, don't you know I'm not faking this Wisconsin accent. I was born in Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin. And I came back early from my ice fishing trip this morning to tell you, Governor, that we are not going to sit back and let you crush Wisconsin. We are Wisconsin.
We are Wisconsin. We are Wisconsin. We are Wisconsin.
Awesome.
We are Wisconsin. We are Wisconsin. We are Wisconsin.
Okay. I just want to say something else to Governor Walker. I don't think that would help, okay? Okay. So, Governor Walker, I'm also speaking as a diehard Packer fan. And I want to tell you, you've ruined our Super Bowl celebration. But thankfully, certain Packers like Charles Woodson and others have taken a stand with us cheeseheads. They have blown their whistle and called this bill what it really is. Unnecessary roughness. I saw a great sign out there, and it's true. Whoever has the sign, it's about the say, not the pay. Don't take away our voice. All right, I'm going to conclude, and I want to teach you guys a new chant. We've all heard, hey, hey, ho, ho, Governor Walker's got to go. The nurses on our floor came up with a new one on our Facebook page, and we want you got to repeat after me now. This is the cheesehead version, okay? You got to say it with your strongest Wisconsin accent. Say it with pride. Okay, now listen. It goes, hey, Gov. Don't you know? The pack says pack up and go. Hey, Gov. Don't you know? The pack says pack up and go. Hey, Gov. Don't you know? The pack says pack up and go. Hey, Gov. Don't you know? The pack says pack up and go. Thank you.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters! Hey, my name is
York. Let's thank them patriotic senators who are out there standing and doing the bidding for us. I can't hear you. All right. Hey, you know, they aren't the only ones out there helping us. We had a bunch of people in the assembly here that stood up for ours and ours for our cause. Let's thank them. Thank you. I know you guys are cold. I know what the weather is out here, and I know you've all been out here all day. I'll tell you, I'm standing in the House of Labor. I love this organization. It was built on sweat, blood, and tears, and the foundation is solid. We're not a house of cards. We ain't going anywhere, and we're going to stay here and finish this job. Thank you.
How we doing today? Well, welcome to the 60s. I brought a couple of friends with me today. Our city of Madison Mayor Dave Chislevich is in the House of Labor. President and District Vice President of the International Association of Firefighters, Local 311 right here in Madison, Joel Conway Jr. is in the House of Labor. So I got a question for you. How does it feel to be in the House of Labor? I can't hear you. Because this is really our house. We built this house, right? There are some that would have burned down our house. But we brought over 300 firefighters from all around the state to make sure that doesn't happen. Also in this house, unfortunately, there are people that don't understand the concept of justice. But I stand here before you to tell you that we are on the right side of justice, and we are on the right side of history, and we're going to get the job done. I guarantee it. The firefighters, as well as the police officers in this state, are honored and humbled to stand with you, our brothers and sisters, in union, in unity, and justice. But this is not about the firefighters. No, this is not about the police officers. This is not about just you. This is not about me. This is about us. This is about a way of life. And this is not a movement. This is a direct attack on the middle class. And this is a way of life that we've been living for over 75 years. And we have to continue to make sure that our house does not burn down, and we have to make sure that we take care of this job. We have to keep the energy going. We have to keep this going, not today, not tomorrow. We have to keep this going next year, until election year, so that we have to make sure the people that support us and our issues are the people that are back here in our house voting for us, right? All of us right now are part of something that's bigger than ourselves. We're part of a history. But history is great. But we have to look to the future. We have to look to tomorrow. And this is the time. This is our time. Right here, right now. We have to make sure that they know that this is Wisconsin. And we are a strong people. A wise man once said that the cure for the ills of democracy is more democracy. I tell you, this is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
I'm gonna say it again, you're damn right. I just wish Mr. Democracy could turn up the heat, though. But anyway, I want to bring a true patriot. You are all patriots as well. But I want to bring a true patriot. We all remember years ago, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, when the plane that was leaving out of New York, it was bound to crash. We have a man here that looked in the face of danger and came up on top. And that's what we're going to do as well. I'd like to bring up Jeff Skiles, pilot who landed on the Hudson.
Y'all got to do this someday. This is unbelievable up here. I'm Jeff Skiles. And 2 years ago, I was being honored in this very Capitol building as a hero for being one of the pilots in the Miracle on the Hudson. But I'm here to tell you that on that day, there were many, many heroes. Pilots, flight attendants, air traffic controllers, firemen, policemen, crews of the ferry boats, EMTs. We didn't abandon those passengers to save themselves. We all worked together to save everybody. That's a lesson the people in this Capitol building need to learn. Trained professionals put aside the fear for their own personal safety to get the job done. And every one of them was a union member. Unions don't just provide employment contracts. Unions provide accreditation programs to support career growth. Safety awareness programs to protect the public welfare. They provide in our business critical incident response teams for workers to turn to in their time of emotional turmoil. And representation. So a career is not subject to the political whims of a short-term elected official. Unions help their people do their jobs better. And I'd like to talk to you today about one group that has touched my family's lives. I'd like to talk about the educators in my hometown of Oregon, Wisconsin. These professional men and women who have devoted their lives to develop and nurture our future, our children. And they have given my children and myself a priceless gift. I have watched my kids grow into responsible, intelligent, and caring adults due to their contributions. Just yesterday, my youngest son, JJ, got his ACT college entrance exam scores in the mail. He got a 26. What do you suppose Scott Walker got? That's a good enough score to get into Wisconsin's flagship campus here at the UW-Madison. But JJ won't be going to college next year because JJ is only in the 8th grade. That didn't happen because of Scott Walker. That happened because of the educators in the Oregon School District, and that happened because of all of you. The teachers are only one small collection of voices among the hundreds of thousands of nurses, public employees, state and local workers who will be impacted by this bill. Our federal government has acknowledged our basic right to join together and make our collective voices heard by union membership. The Supreme Court has defended that right. But this budget bill will strip Wisconsin public workers of the protections and rights enjoyed by other Americans. This bill will regulate public workers to second-class status in America. Are we going to let that happen? Let's not forget how this budget crisis came about. And let's not let this governor and this Republican legislature shift the blame for what's wrong with America from corporate profiteers and instead demonize our teachers, our nurses, and our public sector employees. These are the very people who create and maintain the fabric of our communities, educate our children, and care for us in our time of need. In Wisconsin, we have faced problems in the past, and we have faced them together. We cannot balance the state budget by splitting and dividing ourselves. Wisconsinites will share in the sacrifice as we have shared in prosperity. But we will not stand as bystanders and watch the rights of the teachers and public sector workers be destroyed to further a right-wing Republican agenda. Governor Walker, I will not sacrifice the safety of my streets. I will not sacrifice my hospital system. And I will not sacrifice the fantastic schools that have given my kids a future. There comes a time when every American must stand up and do their part to defend the freedoms that we cherish. We are doing that right here, and we are doing that right now. The future of the middle class, the future of America is what we are fighting for today. Governor Walker says we're just a few protesters trying to subvert the wishes of hard-working Wisconsinites. Well, let's let Governor Walker hear the voices of some hard-working Wisconsinites. We are Wisconsin! We are Wisconsin! We are Wisconsin!
We are Wisconsin!
Thank you all!
We are Wisconsin! 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 We are Wisconsin!
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. My name is Phil Nordfeld. I'm the president of the Wisconsin State AFL-CIO.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Bloomingdale, and I am the Secretary-Treasurer of the State AFL-CIO, and I want to say to you, solidarity!
So, we're back. We're back. We're here to stay. We're here to see, and and make sure that we get this job done, right? We're here to make sure that workers all across Wisconsin, and the way it looks now all across this country, we're here to make sure that their rights in the workplace are upheld, that their rights as human beings, civil rights, the right to have a collective voice in the workplace must be respected, right? So I want to thank you, brothers and sisters, for being here today. This is the biggest rally yet. Hundreds of thousands of brothers and sisters from all parts of the economy, building trades, industrial, service, health, public service, education, you name it, they've all taken part in one rally or another, either in northern Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, western Wisconsin, eastern Wisconsin, all around the state, and now today in 50 state capitals in this country, people are rallying! They are tired of being blamed for the problems in this economy. We haven't met a worker yet that moved a job overseas. I don't know any union members or workers that caused the meltdown in Wall Street, do you? They should not be blaming us. They should be working with us. They should be working with us to create jobs, recreate and support the middle class in this state and around the country, right? So while we are here, outside the beautiful February Wisconsin day, we need to say a very special thank you to our friends and allies still inside the Capitol. They need to hear you. They've been sitting in solidarity. They've been holding the People's House for 13 days and 13 nights, right? And they need your help. They need your help. Make sure you go in there and say hi to them, and I think you all ought to spend the night with them. You'd be welcome, and there's plenty of food. But also, we would not be able to be here today. We would not be standing here today on the 13th day of this deliberation if it wasn't for the heroic 14 Democratic senators